What's good, YouTube? Jay Jones here, and today we're going to break down the Tatum 3. Now, I have had a lot of you guys, or a few of you guys, ask me to break down this shoe. Kind of took me a little time to get a pair. I'm not gonna lie, I got a pair, but they sent them to the wrong address, and then I was finally able to get my pair, had to play in them, and yeah, now we're here. So I do want to break down the shoe, let you guys know what I think for those who have asked, but just right from the jump, right off the bat, I do want to tell you, in my opinion, this is the best Tatum to drop so far. I thought they did a pretty decent job with the 1, just wasn't durable enough. The 2, I thought was fair, nothing stood out. And now we're here with the 3, and I do think they're making small steps to make the shoe a little better. So without further ado, yeah, let's jump into it, starting with the traction. Before we continue today's video, I want to give a big thank you to our sponsor, Fashion Nova Men, for taking care of us today. As many of you may know, Fashion Nova is one of the hottest spots to go if you looking for new clothing this fall season. And I'm talking you can do all kind of styles. Streetwear, they got you. Maybe you more into the business casual look, they got you on that too. And for those who like to keep it simple like myself, you just want a little tee and some pants, this is the best place to go. And one of my go-to items gotta be the knit pants. These, real talk, they like that. They're super comfy, versatile, high quality. And again, when I'm just throwing on a tee and I ain't trying to do too much, with some sneaks, perfect to go with your sneaks. And lately, I ain't gonna lie, Fashion Nova been putting me in the game. I done came with about 3 or 4 fits. If you on IG and you follow the kid, then you done seen it. I went with the white cream, slightly oversized tee here. Paired it with some flare pants. Again, Fashion Nova got some of the best pants out right now. You can see the stripe going down the pants here. Perfect for the kicks, man. Put it over the Jordan 1. Simple but clean. This second fit, yeah, they got the matching sets too. So for those who like to go from top to bottom, you want that type of look, that Duffy look, yeah, they gonna take care of you here as well. Baggy jeans with the tailored vest on this one. I tried to offset the brown here with a tan tee to go with the 4s as well. I've been looking for something to kind of help the Haze 4s stand out, and this matching Fashion Nova piece right here, yeah, it did just that. This kind of how my generation like to dress too. This remind me from back in the day, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I kind of mess with this Dickie suit vibes, you feel me? And lastly, this was another one of my chill outfits. I went with the crop short sleeve button down. Pair that with the knit pants that I told you guys about earlier. Go with something fashionable, but not do too much at the same time, but still be comfy. And like I mentioned, Fashion Nova, they gonna give you that versatility to do that. So if you're looking for nice outfits with nice quality at a good price, just be sure to click the link in the description. And if you need any fly gear, you know where to go. Thank you, Fashion Nova Men. Let's get back to today's video. I'll be honest, there's nothing special here when it comes to design, and that's okay. They're keeping it simple, nothing crazy here. The top part is translucent, and then outside of that translucent pattern, you have solid rubber. It kind of works its way down until you find at the bottom of the sneaker you have another translucent patch here, and it comes together nicely. Even on your dusty floors with wiping, I was able to stick and move the way that I prefer to. But just like any sneaker, you can anticipate some dust to kind of group up or clam up in these grooves right here, especially on the translucent parts. If I'm being honest, I think I would still just stay inside, play inside with a traction pattern like this. There are specific shoes that I think you can kind of get away with that'll kind of perform a little better outdoors. Here, of course, you know, it's basketball, so you need to get down in it. Be my guest, do what you need to do. But even with the grooves being a little thicker, it's not going to be the most durable outside. But again, I like the simplicity. Nothing too crazy. We need a traction pattern that's going to get the job done. Can I slide them or not? You can slide them in these. You ain't got to go too crazy, get too fancy with the traction patterns. I just need to know if it works. And this works. Moving on, another feature that was actually pretty nice on this sneaker, the materials. The nice combination of textiles to bring this one together. And if I'm being real, it made the sneaker feel pretty flexible overall. Like, look at that, look. That's kind of soft up there. I ain't gonna lie. At first, I was like, when I saw the pictures, I was kind of under the impression like, it might get that Tatum 2 feel where it's still a little stiff, but you can get away with it. But nah, that's not the case here. Like I said, it kind of breaks down on the top of your foot nicely. I don't even think you need any real break-in time for real. Like, once I took these out the box and put them on, I feel like I was able to go, like ready to go. Now, don't get me wrong, it ain't like top tier woven or nothing like that. You feel like, but you can tell that there was effort placed there. A combination to try to bring it together to not only make it feel good on foot, but also from a design standpoint. Like, the design, I thought, came together nicely as well. Now, you can tell me if I'm kind of gassing it or not, but these actually look pretty good on foot. So just being able to find that balance with flexibility. They look good when playing. The sneaker is conforming to your foot, and an overall increase in performance from last year's model. I thought this was a good look. That's right on toes. That's right on top of the bunions. Come on. Next, I do want to talk about the cushion. In my opinion, this is probably my favorite feature on the shoe. They're a lot more comfy than they look, trust me. It's kind of similar to the Jordan 39 in the way, which in my opinion is one of the most comfortable shoes you can hoop in this year. The only thing about the 39 is if you aren't somebody who needs a lot of cushion, then it could be too much. All my big guards are my heavier guys who can kind of get away with that type of feel. I thought it was a perfect sneaker for you. That's why you see Paolo, or before he got hurt, Paolo was going crazy in the 39. Hey, it's perfect for him. He's able to get the most out of that cushion. Whereas Tatum, on the other hand, I needed to still be a little more subtle, and that's what you get in that Tatum 3. 3 little mini pods that you see on the side right here, 1, 2, and 3. All that is Cushlon 3.0. Cushlon 3.0, as we talked about in the past, is supposed to be I think the best version of Cushlon that the brand has to offer. It's pretty nice here, I'm not gonna lie. I like it. And then they decided to follow that up and pair it with Air Zoom in the forefoot. And I can tell you, hey, you can feel the zoom underfoot. It is still subtle. The volume of the unit, to me, does feel a little bigger in the Tatum 3. So not the most noticeable feature underfoot like we've experienced from Jordan Brand in the past, like when we go back to the 28 and the 29. With the unlock zoom, of course, you can feel that right away. You can feel that even when you're not activating the zoom. Here, it's more so on activation. It's more so when you're jumping. But I like it because it comes balanced. There's still enough there for impact protection, but there's also enough there when I need to, show my guard-like skills. So I need a little court feel as well. I thought this was a great combination for Tatum. And going back to Jordan Brand using Cushlon 3.0 for Jason Tatum, that difference there shows kind of how specific that they are trying to make it for Tatum, because he does still need a little more than just like original Cushlon or whatever they want to use there. They did try to emphasize, hey, we know that you still are big enough to want to get boards. You still afford, you feel me? So we gotta give you enough there to show that we respect what you're doing, but we don't want to push it too far. We don't want to give you too much to where you can't still feel like yourself on the court. And for those who kind of have similar playing styles, just for those who have that balanced light game, that type of versatility, this cushion setup, yeah, I promise it's perfect for you. And lastly, I do want to talk about the lockdown, the fit, and support. To me, this was an area that I feel like they could have done a little better with. There was nothing bad there, but there was nothing that stood out. Now the fit, I do suggest going true to size. I thought the fit was pretty solid overall. Me personally, I did have some space at the top that I wish I could have taken up. Nothing mind-blowing. Y'all just know how I like my sneakers. I like them super snug. It wasn't super snug for me, but you still get a standard Nike or Jordan Brand fit. The materials also helped with the overall fit. The materials being as soft as they are, I was just kind of able to manipulate the laces a little bit, bringing it together, especially mid-foot. If I'm not mistaken, you also get an internal heel counter. It's nothing too obvious, nothing too dominant, but it is there. Last year on the 2, you kind of had some lateral support here. It almost looked like some type of strength or ankle tape almost, but you had some lateral support here to kind of help with lateral containment. That's no longer on the lateral side. It's almost found on the medial side now, so it didn't play a huge factor in my opinion. The only thing that I would say is, with there not being a lot on the lateral side, like, this isn't as stiff as you think, so when you're playing, it's not a huge amount of lateral containment, but I still think there's enough to kind of keep you in the sneaker to where you're not going to roll over or feel like you're going to be put in a bad spot. That's just my opinion. Overall, man, I thought they did a pretty good job with the Tatum 3, if I'm being real. It's nice to see that the sneaker is constantly improving. It's nice to see a brand that, in my opinion, is trying to listen. I do feel like they really trying to listen to our feedback. And if I'm being real, I feel like Tatum is one of those who really has his hands on what he wants from a sneaker, which I believe is only going to help the brand, the athlete, the sales, all that. Back in the day, athletes was really trying to, hey, I need this in my sneaker, I need that. But now it's kind of like, I don't matter what I hoop in. I mean, I'm just getting paid. I feel like in some cases, that's what happens with the Luka. Then you look on the flip side and you think about something like the Kyrie. You can clearly tell Kyrie got a lot of influence on what he's trying to produce over there. I feel like it's the same way from Tatum. I mean, just from the details. I like the JT logo. You know what I'm saying? You got Deuce, who he cares about and talks about all the time. His son, you got that on the tongue. That's a nice touch. When the athlete is actually involved in the process of the sneaker, normally the sneaker is going to come out better. And I think each year he's starting to get better with the design and what he wants out of the sneaker. And I think Jordan Brand, in regards to the Tatum line, is starting to get better too. So, hey, there's some upside here, man. So don't be afraid to give the Tatum 3 a try. And again, not to base it on the athlete, but he got... Hey, he hooping. He hooping. The Celtics might go back-to-back. That always helps. I'm not going to lie. Hey, we can say what we want. When the athlete going crazy and the team going crazy, hey, sometimes that helps the sneaker. Outside of that, man, thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to let me know what you want me to review next. If you haven't subscribed to the second channel, my food channel, be sure to go over there. Actually, it's not just a food channel. I'm, getting into reactions and other things as well on that channel. It's just taking me a little time. Your boy been coaching, you feel me? But I'm putting a little something together for that as well. Know that we always working, man. Even if you don't see me on here, I'm doing something. Shout out Fashion Nova. They helping keep the lights on around this mug, man. So y'all be sure to show them some love. Shout out to Jordan Brand. Y'all reach out to Jordan Brand. Let them know I'm trying to be on the design team. Really. I'm trying to think bigger, man. If y'all want some changes in the sneaker world, we all gotta do our part to try to make that happen. But y'all gotta help me like I'm trying to help y'all. You feel me? So it can all work full circle. Just be sure to watch the vids, share them, and yeah, we'll keep grinding. Until next time, I love y'all. Y'all be easy out there. Stay safe. It's a lot going on out here. Really. Stay safe. Say your prayers. Love your people. It's a lot going on out here, man. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace, jerks. And I'm out.
On the night I was born, the rain was pouring, God was crying, lightning struck, power outage, sparks was flying.